My research project is on alternative medicine. I wanted to find out the reason why patients opted to seek alternative medical care over traditional Western medicine and the role of community within these choices. I volunteered at Papakolea Kula no Napoi, Hawaii. The community center was established in 1992 Papakolea for the purpose of providing Native Hawaiian homestead residents with education, health, and cultural services. Papakolea offers multiple health programs such as Hula for Hypertension and Na Lomi Lomi o Papakolea, both of which I volunteered for. Hula for Hypertension aims to provide hypertension education and prevention through hula, and Na Lomi Lomi o Papakolea is a Lomi Lomi service provided free of charge and is the program's first self-sustaining program through donations from the community. From a functionalist perspective, alternative medicine can play a role in improving the healthcare society by offering more methods to treat patients naturally and through their own cultural practices. From a conflict perspective, if alternative medicine does become a specialty practice in a hospital, some doctors might lose patients due to them choosing one type of care over the other, instead of both. With interactionist perspective, there are alternative health practitioners available for different needs. However, the number of practitioners available are fewer in numbers depending on location. The needs of the individuals will increase the needs of alternative practitioners, so it won't be as uncommon. On the micro level of analysis, the individual has to make a choice between medicalization, which is a lengthy process and sometimes offer unnecessary treatments, or alternative medicine, which has little representation within the medical community. The meso level of analysis is a community, such as Papakolea or Native Hawaiian communities, who want more reforms in health infrastructure to prevent health disparities between ethnic groups. Finally, at the macro level analysis, this affects all Native and Indigenous cultures around the world. Equal representation and health improvements for all people in a balanced healthcare system.
Because it really helps to bridge the gap in healthcare, I think, for a lot of our patients, in which the current system is not maybe necessarily meeting the goals of the patients that we care for, which is evident in a lot of health disparities that we see, particularly with our Native Hawaiian communities. We do know that oftentimes these patients are more inclined to go to outside healers as opposed to their Western medical doctors, and will hesitate to go to these physicians until the very last minute because a lot of issues with mistrust or people mistreating them in the past. Community center that we work in, we actually see that more often, where Lomi Lomi or traditional Hawaiian massage can actually be in the same space as Western medicine for us, checking blood pressures, making sure that medications are okay, taking health histories. So it's definitely something that I would like to see in the future and encourage. Again, going back to the first point about being able to use these methods to really address our patients' healthcare needs in particular. I think it's less mainstream to have traditional practices, alternative medicine be incorporated into mainstream hospitals, but I think that's a really great idea.
We're not going there expecting to have Lomi Lomi or expecting to have, these alternative medicines available. It's mainly because it's kind of like a given understanding that these people they're not educated in that. Maybe the system itself could change and involve that, or maybe within that broad spectrum of health, they could involve that within the education system, so these kanaka are more aware of it. Maybe they can, resource them out, talk with the patient, understand what they want, what is more culturally appropriate for them, and what they're seeking for, so they're able to send them out to where they are trying to find healing for themselves.
And this is basically where my journey started, being able to see the physicians volunteer their time to come here to really advocate for patient care within the community setting and not within the hospitals itself. I think is breaking down a lot of barriers, that is making the community feel more comfortable with Western medicine. And not only that, but having the Western trained physicians be accepting and acknowledging the importance of having alternative and traditional healing methods.
I'm raised here in Papakolea, and growing up, I've always been educated outside of the community. I never went to our schools, and so I always wanted to come back, take what I learned, being able to go to UH and get a degree in Hawaiian Studies in Olelo, Hawaii, and find a way to feed that back to our ohana and our
Kanalu he e mai o kanana